welcome back, and welcome if you're new. I'm Nika, and this is my booktube channel, Pretty Little Bibliophile. I make book related videos, and I think today is going to be the day I finally film a reading vlog after a really long time, so I'm really excited about that. Yeah, without further ado, we're gonna dive right in because I know what the book is, of course, because I received the parcel actually quite early in the day, but I'm home now, and I was filled with anticipation throughout the day. But now that it's here, now that I'm here to open the book, I'm not going to delay it any longer and open it. But yeah, if you like this video, don't forget to click on the thumbs up icon down below and subscribe if you haven't already. If you've read this book, let me know what you think. I'll try to make this video as spoiler free as possible, but if it does contain spoilers, I'll of course add warnings before I reach any spoilery bits. So anyway, yeah, without further ado, we're gonna dive right in, and I hope you enjoyed this video. So we have the book here, and let me open it. Like I said, I do know what it is, so it is Hellbent by Leigh Bardugo. I am very grateful to the team at Hachette for sending me a review copy of this. Again, with all due disclaimer, this is a review copy, but let me assure you that my opinions of this book are going to be very genuine. So Hellbent is book 2 in Ninth House series. I'm not yet sure if it's going to be a series or a trilogy or however many books there are going to be, but this is book 2 and it comes right after Ninth House, which is again by Leigh Bardugo. I would say that based on my experience with book 1, that is Ninth House, it's dark academia, but it's adult dark academia, and it's very interesting. And what's really also much more interesting than it being simple dark academia is that it has some fantasy elements as well, which the author did really well. And book 1 sort of more or less ended on a cliffhanger, with the reader, with me as a reader, knowing what's going to happen and how it's going to happen, how certain things are going to come about. I can't speak, and all that. So I'm really glad to have this book in my hands, and I'm excited. Before I actually make the reading vlog, I want to share the synopsis with you, so let me read that out to you. Wealth, power, murder, magic. Alex Stern is back, and the Ivy League is going straight to hell. Find a gateway to the underworld, steal a soul out of hell. A simple plan, except people who make this particular journey rarely come back. But Galaxy, Alex Stern, our heroine, is determined to break someone out of purgatory, even if it costs her a future at Leith and Yale. Forbidden from attempting a rescue, Alex and Dawes can't call on the Ninth House for help, so they assemble a team of dubious allies to save the gentlemen of Leith. Together, they will have to navigate a maze of arcane texts and bizarre artifacts to uncover the society's most closely guarded secrets and break every rule doing it. But when faculty members begin to die off, Alex knows these aren't just accidents. Something deadly is at work in New Haven, and if she is going to survive, she'll have to reckon with the monsters of her past and a darkness built into the university's very walls. Thick with history and packed with Bardugo's signature twists, Hellbent brings to life an intricate world full of magic, violence, and all too real monsters. So really excited to read this book. And once again, big thanks, big kisses to the people at Hachette for sending me a review copy. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go freshen up, do some household chores, because that's what I've realized adult life is. And tonight I'm gonna just set it up and start reading Hellbent. So yeah, stay tuned. Hi guys, so it's about 11:15 at night on the 1st of April, and I finally started reading Hellbent. I did make just a tiny bit of progress, so I thought I would give you an update about how it went. I have just finished chapter 3, so I'll start with chapter 4 tomorrow. So in terms of page number, that's the update. I really am liking it so far. It really began on a note of horror. So it was the beginning, the first chapter, the prologue rather, was like a horror movie. You know how it is in horror movies. You hear a sound in the basement, you go down, you get stuck there, all of that. I think it started well. And I also did make some annotations, so I'm really excited to share them with you on Instagram. Make sure to check out my post, which I think will be up by the time this reading vlog as well goes up. But yeah, I'm really excited. I really like the setting at Yale, you know, the whole dark academia thing. There's also the fantasy element of it, which is what, you know, of course, compelled me to pick up in this series in the first place. Dark academia and fantasy are two things that I really, really like. So, without giving too much of a spoiler, I will say that this book is about secret societies set not in school but in college, in universities. So in Yale there are many different secret societies, and all of them are associated with a different aspect of magic. All of them do magic, but all of their works are very different from each other. However, our heroine Alex Stern is a member of a secret society called leigh, which is responsible for ensuring that all the other secret societies more or less stay within the bounds and don't do anything too bad or too drastic. So that's what she is, and this story starts about a few months after that. I think it starts in November. I don't exactly remember when ninth house ends, because the character Alex Stern is also reminiscing a lot about what had happened previously. Like I said, I don't want to give away too much as a spoiler in this particular clip, but let me warn you that from the next clip I might include some spoilers as well, so make sure to be aware of that as you go in. And yeah, so that's my update for today. Read till chapter 3. I'll continue from chapter 4 onwards tomorrow. Tomorrow is Sunday, and I don't have any plans. Wait, stretch that. I plan on staying in and just reading, and that's what I'm gonna do. I also bought a couple of stationery supplies today so I could do the annotating in a more aesthetic way, because I've seen so many people do their annotations and post pictures about them on Instagram. I've always made notes, like, you know, my thoughts on the margins and everything, but those were more so, you know, thoughts that came to me at the moment, so I wrote them down at that moment, and that's why they're not very aesthetic, you know. It's just written haphazardly, you know. It's an organized mess. It makes sense to me, but I thought this time I've seen so many different Instagram accounts, bookstagrams, post these annotation posts, guides, so I thought I want to try it for myself as well, and see how it goes. So yeah, that's my mini update for today. Signing out. Bye. Hi guys, so I've made a bit of a dent reading Hellbent, and there is something that I really thought is worth mentioning. I'm sorry if my hair is a mess. I've just been lying down in bed and reading and enjoying it. So I'm really loving how Leigh Bardugo describes our happy feelings, you know, how we associate some of our happy memories with ourselves or some happy people. So there's also a lot of nostalgia drawn in through that. So let me share two particular instances from that. So one is from page 18. This was their dream time, the magical early days of fall semester, the happy haze of meeting once again, old friendships rekindling in firefly sparks before the real work of the year began. Then there's another one, 80, page 80. If Helly came back through the veil, she would go to the ocean, to the boardwalk, drawn by the clatter of skateboards and syrupy snow cones, the sweet clouds of heat coming off those big drums of kettle corn, couples kissing at the tattoo parlor, surfers daring the water. So this is I think very beautiful, the way she describes certain quirks, you know, characteristics of the characters. There's one last one that I'll share, which is from just the previous page, page 70, when Alex is describing her mother, and it goes as: Alex hadn't been born with her mother's gift for forgiving or forgetting. She didn't have Mira's sunshine hair and soft blue eyes, her love for peace, her bookshelves lined with ways to be kinder, more empathetic, a gentler being in the world, a force for good. The awful truth was that if she could have stopped loving her mother, she would have. She couldn't untangle the longing she felt for the mother she might have had from the desire to protect the one she did have. So I think the way that Leigh Bardugo brings in these certain lines that describe the characters or what they actually desire is done really well. There's always a sense of nostalgia weaving throughout, which I personally really am liking. So today is Sunday and I've been doing a bit of reading. I've been cleaning my room. I've been cooking a lot. As you can probably see from the clips I included, made myself some fried rice, and I also made kheer for the first time in my life, and I surprisingly made very good kheer. So yeah, that's that. It is 10 p.m. at night. I'm gonna read a bit of this and then probably call it a night early because I've got to go, work resumes from tomorrow. So that's that. But I'm really enjoying this book, and I really have to say that I'm finding a lot of not similarities, but as you know, the previous book, the previous book that I read was Bunny by Mona Awad, and like the name suggests, the name of the book itself, Bunny. That book, the cover I have, at least it has a bunny on top, and here we have another hare, or is it a bunny only? I never could figure out the difference between hares and rabbits. I think hares jump or hop for longer distances and they're maybe brown. Not sure. We're not having that discussion. But yeah, I'm gonna continue reading Hellbent and I'll give you an update very, very soon. Hi guys, how's it going? So I wanted to give you an update about Hellbent and my whole reading experience with it. I am, as you can see right here, 152 pages in, and I have a few thoughts. So there was this point where Dawes and Alex are kind of looking for something. I'm not going to give any spoiler of course, but they're both looking for something, and then for that whole process it's like, oh, you're going there, oh, it's like this, so this leads us to the next step. So it's a typical, we follow the steps in any mystery solving book, and it was exactly like that. So I really, really enjoyed that bit, trying to solve the issue, trying to find what they are trying to find, and then it's going really well. We are also seeing a lot more of Turner in this book, Detective Turner, and I don't know why, but I do get a lot of vibes, like something might happen between Alex and Turner. I don't exactly remember how old Turner was, if it's like our father's age and there's this huge age gap between him and Alex, but I always get this sort of like vibe between them that something might happen. So that's that. However, that said, I've also reached a part, page 150, 151, 152, that bit, and even after, like I mentioned, they were trying to find something. Even after that bit, it was mostly like 1-2 pages long, mostly. They have found it very suddenly, so I think that this was done very easily, and I think I've made a note here as well. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, and I wrote in the margin here, but wasn't this kind of easy finding it? So yeah, I mean, it's like so far in this book what's happened is that like a couple of pages there will there won't be any action, and then in the rest there's suddenly a lot. It's again up and down, it's going like that. So we're not really having a kind of linear storytelling in terms of the action. That said, the storytelling timeline is also not very linear. I mean, you can still make sense because every 2 chapters you will find the current time, and then 1 chapter will be of a previous something that happened previously, like a few months earlier. So it's like that. So in terms of timeline, even though it's not linear, the storytelling, it's all making sense slowly, and it's not that abrupt that it's difficult for me to catch as a reader, especially because it's been quite, I think 2-3 years since I read Ninth House. It's been quite a long time, and I think it was during the COVID, so it was most probably 2021 that I read ninth house, I think. So anyway, that's my update on this book. We're really enjoying it. However, I'm really living for the vibes, the dark academia and everything. I certainly miss my university life. Yeah, so yeah, that's the update for now. I'm gonna continue reading because it's really nice. It's the sun is setting, so we've got the last rays of the sun coming in my room, and I'm just really enjoying it. So yeah. Hi guys, just a correction. When I said it, I thought that they had found it very easily. It was not actually what we are ultimately looking for. They found something that will help in the journey, but they haven't found the real thing. So yeah, that's a correction I need to make. Hi guys, hope you all have been doing well. Today is a Saturday and I'm home, and I've just been doing a lot of work, doing all the household chores and reading also quite a bit. So I thought I would give you an update about my reading status as of now. So I am 312 pages in, as you can see, and it's a total of 478 pages, so like roughly 160 pages of reading left. I really am enjoying it now, and now we've reached a point where the team has formed, so it's really interesting seeing their interactions with each other, the banter among these people in the group, and how they are going to put aside their differences and work together in order to achieve the goal that they have set out for themselves. And we're getting to know a lot about each of them as the story progresses, so that is something that I've also been enjoying as of now. And yeah, it's been a great read overall. I've been really enjoying this time off from office and everything. So yeah, I've made quite a bit of difference. We'll continue reading it throughout this afternoon, and I'll give you an update when I've made more of a dent. So yeah, that's my update for now. I'll read a bit more since I don't have any other plans for today. I'll just stay home and read, and I'll give you an update when I've made more of a progress with the reading. Hi guys, so I just finished reading chapter 36 in Hellbent, the chapter which is like page 386, and I had just reached a point where I was like, what is the author doing? It's like the group of people who are attempting that particular thing to achieve their goal. Oh my god, I can't find my bookmark. So it's like they're so close, but something happens and they fail. Again they try it, again they fail. So it keeps on happening again and again, and I had reached a point where I was just frustrated. I was like, okay, when is this ending? Where are they gonna like succeed ultimately, or at least stop trying, But chapter 36, they finally succeed, and we kind of have reached the climax, and now I'm excited to see how the author will wrap it up from this point until the end. We've just got a tiniest bit left, so I'll read that and then share my thoughts. Hi guys, quick update. Even with all this sound, I'm loving the banter, and I think you will too, especially after a certain point. After chapter 36, the banter becomes great. I've been also annotating quite a bit. Maybe I'll show it in my Instagram post, but yeah, loving it so far. Hi guys, how's it going? So it's evening now, and I have just finished reading Hellbent some time ago. I've spent the last few minutes trying to wrap my head around all that has happened so far, and just try to organize my thoughts so that I can wrap up this video for you as well. So the first thing that I have to say is that before I began this book, I should have probably watched a sort of summary video of Ninth House, because I realized that I've forgotten quite some things, and I think you as the viewer could have figured it out as well in the very first few clips, because it's been like I said 2-3 years since I last read this book, so I did forget quite a bit. There's also some fantastic imagery. I think Leigh Bardugo is a masterful writer, and especially when it comes to how she and I've mentioned this before in this particular reading vlog, how she makes the characters express their feelings, like how you imagine a perfect spring day as a university student should be, what are ideal scenarios, dreams and hopes that all of these characters have. She has described them all very, very wonderfully, and then there have been so many pages that I have highlighted and all of that, and I think I've also shared some of my favorite ones with you so far in the video. I recall that I think mentioned that in some points I said that some bits felt like it came too easy, and I actually do stand by that. And now that I've read the whole book, I can definitely say that there were some points where I felt like it was too convenient. Things are just laying themselves out for the characters. I mean, of course there are sort of difficulties, glitches that they come across when they're following their plan, disruptions that happen, but overall I really feel like some points were very, very convenient for all of them. So that's something that kind of didn't sit well for me, and I felt like was done too easily. For instance, the new magic that Alex seems to sort of have, it came across very suddenly, and we as the reader are left wondering about it. And what I think is a missing point is that Leigh Bardugo should have taken the opportunity to make the characters research about that, explore about that, wonder why she got that particular magic suddenly, all of that. So that could have been done better, I feel. And there's also another thing that I would recommend you check out, because this book as well as Ninth House, right, are both adult fantasy books, so there's a lot of dark elements in it, and as such I think that before you delve down into either of them, you should check out the trigger warnings, because there's a lot of death, substance abuse. There's also a particular scene of sexual abuse that was described, which is from actually a flashback. Alex is thinking about something that had happened previously, and that bit of sexual abuse, it was just one line long, and it just got to me because I think it was so very intense. So yeah, definitely go in knowing about all of that. I think also the pace of Hellbent is much better than Ninth House, because in Ninth House there's a lot of jumping back and forth in terms of scenario timelines. In this book, again, in Hellbent as well, there are multiple timelines, but they are not done as quickly or as abruptly. Like I mentioned before, there is a proper, space of time set in the current before, we go back in time to just one chapter or so on. And I think I'm gonna wrap up this review by just saying that I loved that we got to see the world through the eyes of the several other characters as well. So we got to see their point of views as well in this book. However, that said, it was not very extensive. It was just for a few specific moments. So if you just got very excited hearing me say that you'll get multiple POVs, don't be, because they're not really multiple point of views. They're just certain glimpses that you get from their point of views, them thinking about their past or things they desire and so on, like that. Vignettes more so. We'll let the siren pass. So I just want to end by saying that I'm very grateful to Hachette India for sending me this review copy. I really enjoyed it, and I hope you will enjoy it too. Let me know what you thought about this book, if you've read it, or if not, then I hope you pick it up very soon if you are interested in Ninth House as well. Don't forget that this is part 2, so read Ninth House first. And if you have read Ninth House, then still go in for a bit of a refresher. Just check out the summary and all of that before you dive into this one. I rated Hellbent a 4 out of 5 stars. The missing last, that 5th star is because of all the points I mentioned just now. So yeah, overall I had a great experience reading this book, and I hope you all do give it a chance as well. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you had a great time, and if you like this video, don't forget to click on the thumbs up icon down below and subscribe for more videos. I'll see you again very soon. Take care. Peace out. Bye.